Like to say hello, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you late because I have some breaking news. I meant to come to you early today, but the internet been in and out all day long. I'm trying to see if I got my cell phone to look like I'm there, but it's been in and out all day. Now I meant to bring this breaking news to you yesterday, but unfortunately, I had a busy day yesterday. But I don't know if you can hear me pretty good. My mic, well, my internet, I lost my internet. I lost my mic, and so I'm hoping you can hear me pretty well. Um, but anyway, I want to come to you today, and I want to discuss with you just real quickly. Let me go up here to my screen, make sure I got everything on. Um, Make sure I got everything on. Um, but what I want to talk to you about, so often you all hear me talk about um, issues as it relates to the police department. Um, well, tonight um, I'm coming to you because I believe that I need to speak on behalf of the men and women in blue. Now, I don't have all the information uh, in my possession, so you may hear me use the word allege. Okay. I did send out some FOIs to the police chief, Ross Thompson, here in Blytheville. I don't think I get all the information. Um, and so I'm going to work with what I get. And also, I reached out to Chief Collins in Osceola. I have not received my FOI from him, but I did get a late message today from the city attorney, uh, David Burnett. He sent me an email instructing me that he was going to forward over the same email that he sent me to Chief Collins for him to release the information that I requested. And we'll talk about that and then we'll wrap it up. But again, the reason that I'm coming to you all is that, so often, you know, we speak about the police officers in terms of them committing misconduct. Well, tonight I want to speak on behalf of the police officers. Now, I want to say this here: no police officer have contacted me. Okay, not one police officer have contacted me. So I want to make that perfectly clear. Um, but I think that from everything what's been in there, I did get some anonymous um, inbox message that was pretty much sharing the same information that I'm going to share with you tonight. What the person didn't know who inboxed me, I had already heard a little bit about what was going on uh, with Osceola Police Department, as well as what's going on with Blytheville Police Department. Now, um, I'm just going to give you the short version until I get my FOI from uh, Chief Collins. Hopefully, I get it tomorrow. But let me go to my board and just show you what I'm talking about here. If I can find it, let me see. Uh, okay, now right here, I don't know if you can see that. I don't get my settings right, so it's covering up most of my body, and so I redo that later. But what happened was that this whole situation. Well, we'll come back to that. We don't want to show that one yet. Let me see. I thought I had something else down here. Well, I guess I don't. But first of all, well, let me just go back to that. Okay, let me just go back to that. Okay, let me just go back to that. Now, right here, what we have, uh, to my understanding, like I said, I don't have all my information, so I'm just going to say it was alleged until I get the my FOI, the incident report, and the file on the police officers from Osceola. Okay, I do have a file that I'm supposed to hopefully come into my possession tomorrow, and pretty much I can come back. Uh, if anything that I say that was alleged, I can pretty much give you confirmation. Okay, so let's just use the word alleged. To my understanding, from a source, Osceola Police Department and an officer, a ranking officer. As a matter of fact, he's the lower ranking officer than the assistant chief. I understand that the assistant chief for Osceola had some type of altercation, let's just say that, with a lower ranking officer. The short version, that dispute led to disciplinary actions being taken against the lower ranking officer. It led to the point, it was alleged that the officer was disciplined. It was alleged that the officer received a suspension. It is alleged that the officer received anywhere between 3 to 5 days suspension. Alleged. Okay. Not going to call any names right now because, like I say, this information is alleged. And until I get the incident report, I can come back and share a few more in detail. Okay. Now, it was alleged that this officer who was disciplined with suspension, at some point or another, this officer, it was stated that he turned in his resignation. Okay, allegedly. And also, it was alleged that another officer, now mind you, these two police officers that I'm talking about right now, my understanding, they both used to work on the Osceola had a drug task force. Okay, but I think they somewhat dissolved that task force in Osceola, that drug task force. And so these two individuals, these two police officers, I imagine they, might have built some type of relationship where they was pretty close. Because when the one police officer who was disciplined stated that he was going to resign, I'm told that the other officer, allegedly, he also resigned. All right. So at some point or another, that brings me to the Blytheville Police Department. Now, mind you, there was confusion with the Osceola Police Department that led to disciplinary action, allegedly. Now, we at the Blytheville Police Department. Well, at some point or another, from that suspension up to the point to where these two officers from Osceola turned in their resignation, week notice or whatever you call it, 2 week notice or what have you. So getting ready to resign. Okay. Well, at some point or another, Chief Thompson, let me get this off. At some point or another, Chief Thompson, it was allegedly that he hired them, allegedly. And it was alleged that the two guys that Chief Ross Thompson hired, they was going to be placed on Blytheville Drug Task Force. Okay. Now, of course, I imagine that caused some turmoil, or confusion, if you will, within the Blytheville Police Department. First Osceola with confusion, now Blytheville with confusion. Why is that confusion for Blytheville? Just like any job, when there's an opening and you believe that you are qualified to be given an opportunity for that position, and for some reason or another you don't get it, and you think that it's unfair as to why you didn't get it, allegedly, that is some of the stuff that's going on with the Blytheville Police Department. Why? Is because this one officer who was disciplined, who quit Osceola, and another officer, his fellow officer, also quit Osceola. Well, both of those individuals, both of those gentlemen, they come to Blytheville, Arkansas, and get hired. I tell you, that privilege card some of us have on the police force, we can lose our job at one police department and we can move on to the next. And I also think it's fair to say that I don't think you can find that many black police officers that are fortunate enough where they are privileged enough to receive disciplinary action, knowingly receive disciplinary action. And I'm saying knowing because I imagine Ross Thompson and Chief Collins, they speak, they talk. At least you would think so. But in this particular case, allegedly, both of these police officers, Osceola, they went to Blytheville and they was given I don't know if they was given a start date. I'm hearing the word allegedly hired. Of course, I sent out an FOI to Mr. Ross Thompson, Chief Ross Thompson. Of course, as always, he sort of danced around my FOI, stalling time and mistaking my my FOI to be one thing when it's not. I was very specific. I sent an FOI asking for the last, give me 5 police officers as of late that was hired for the Blytheville Police Department. Of course, he did give me a list. I think one of the individuals was not even a police officer, was a dispatcher, working dispatch. And but these are the dates that Chief Ross Thompson gave me. For you individuals who work for the Blytheville Police Department, perhaps you can help me out on this here. As you can see, reading from your left, going to right, 12, 14, 20. Now, some of these individuals was hired from Missouri. I think there was one hired from local areas. There might have been one from Blytheville, I don't know. But these last 5 police officers, lived out of state. I said Missouri. The next date is 12, 18, 20. For those of you officers that work for Blytheville Police Department, you can help me with this here, with these dates. Are these the last 5 officers that was hired for Blytheville Police Department around these dates? 12, 14, 20, 12, 18, 20, 11, 18, 20, 5, 03, 21, August the 9th, 21. Let me just call out the months. Again, let's start over from left to right. December the 14th, 2020. December the 18th, 2020. November the 18th, 2020. May the 3rd, 2021. August the 9th, 2021. Do you police officers from Blytheville, do you know anyone in the last, say, 2 weeks that was hired past September the 9th, August the 9th, 2021? So my question to the Blytheville police officers, have there been any police officers hired past August the 9th, 2021? You police officer, inbox me. As I say, family members of police officers, friends of police officers, you can help me on this here. I want the police department to be transparent. I want to make sure that these dates that Chief Ross Thompson have given me, I want to make sure that these are the correct dates of the last 5 police officers that was hired for Blytheville Police Department. You can help me on that, okay? And so hopefully you can go back and you can look at these dates again, all right? But again, as I indicated, let me show you something on the FOI that I will be receiving. As I indicated, my police chief is somewhat, he's still playing games with me. He's not being transparent. On this one FOI here, I probably had to email him back at least twice because for some reason or another, I guess I wasn't specific enough in my FOI, which I think I was. I think you can tell that I was asking for certified police officers, not a dispatch. Okay, dispatch officer or employee, dispatch employee. But anyway, I want to show you the email that was sent to me today. Okay, I'm hoping I can put this on the screen if you all can see that. Okay, it should be popping up in a little bit for you. I can see it. Just want to know if you see it. And so it looks like it's coming up. Okay. Now, if you can turn your phone landscape, you can read this here with me. All right. This is the email that was sent to me. Let me see if I can get rid of this here. This is the email that was sent to me by City Attorney David Burnett. So Chief Ross Thompson might be holding back on me, but I thank God for City Attorney David Burnett sent me this email late today when I was asking for the file of two police officers from Osceola who I believe have been disciplined. Anyway, let's read. Tony, I will tell the chief to give you the files you have requested. I first thought that they may be restricted, but have checked it, and they are subject to FOI. I will advise the chief, meaning Chief Collins from Osceola, to provide the requested information by a copy of this email. And signed David Burnett. So I want you all to know that I will be looking for that information coming from Mr. Burnett, City Attorney David Burnett. And so, but talk to me. If there's any officers for the Blytheville Police Department who may be somewhat think that it's unfair to receive two police officers from Osceola, putting them on a drug task force. In other words, taking them to the top. As I understand, the drug task force, very seldom do you see them. You really don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's almost like they're not even on the clock, but they are on the clock. They're being paid. So pretty much gravy train money, So I can understand why some officers might want to get into, be assigned to drug task force. But anyway, they give you all different kind of excuses about these two police officers that they allegedly hired from Osceola, claimed they were the most qualified. But one of them, at least, we know that came with baggage, had just recently been disciplined by his superior officer, the assistant chief. And you would think that our chief will be communicating with Osceola Police Chief, pretty much, speaking over the telephone, casual, whatever. Tell me something about these two officers that I'm considering hiring. Were these two police officers vetted? I don't think there was no need for that because I think our chief knew that these guys wanted to come to Blytheville. I think the chief knew that these two guys allegedly, at least one of them was suspended, received a disciplinary action, And so I think it was somewhat a I won't say disservice, but it's a little bit disrespectful not to even pick up the telephone to speak with the chief of Osceola about the 2 officers that he anticipated on hiring. And from what I understand, he allegedly did hire them. Okay. So got 20 minutes. I'm gonna try to stay about 5 more minutes. We're gonna shut it down if I don't get no questions over here. But let's go back. Unfair promotions, if you will, moving up through the ranks for a job assignment. It really can cause confusion within internally for any police department. Remember back here years ago, we had several police officers quit. As a matter of fact, one quit and moved down out of state. Moved to Florida, from what I understand. Well, at some point or another, after we gave our police officers a raise, the safety tax that we passed, well, what do you know? The officer that was in Florida, a few buddies here in Blytheville, one I do know, maybe 2, that work for the Blytheville Police Department. To my understanding, they was championing bringing her back. In fact, they might even help her move back. But straight to her ranking position, captain. Was that fair? Was that fair to the officers that have stayed here, stuck it out with the citizen of Blytheville, stuck it out with the Blytheville Police Department? Although the money might not have been the greatest, but they stuck it out with Blytheville, Arkansas. Okay, they stuck it out. They didn't run out on us. Okay, they didn't run out on us. But we turn around and reward an officer that quit on us, that left us. We reward her, bringing her back to the Blytheville Police Department and taking her straight up to the top over officers that have faithfully remained to be an officer for Blytheville Police Department, and they was overlooked. So here we go again. Fast forward today, same problem. I find it very irresponsible for the police chief to know that he have 2 openings for the drug task force, and he not know that he have at least 1 officer, forget 2, at least 1 officer that was qualified to be assigned to the drug task force. I think that's very unfair. Blytheville police officers who come to work every day, carry out their duties, regardless of how stressful it is, day in, day out, facing danger, and they're treated like they don't exist. Bring 2 police officers from Osceola, which one we know allegedly had been disciplined. Come to Blytheville, they take him straight to the top, both of them. That's very unfair to our officers. For you folks who say you support police officers, okay, you folks know who you are. For you folks to say you support police officers, you should care how your own police officers here in Blytheville, Arkansas, you should care how they are being treated. That's one of the very reasons why the Civil Service Commission existed back in past years. It was to protect the civil rights of police officers. But now that there is no more Civil Service Commission for Blytheville, Arkansas, our retention rate in terms of retaining police officers have been very, very poor. It seems like every year we're losing police officers. We lost some very good police officers during the. Remember, I was telling you about the officer moved down to Florida, came back and got her ranking back. Well, shortly after that, at least 2 or 3 police officers quit, ranking police officers. So I think if you love police officers, like you say you do, then you will support them and you will stand against the unfair promotion by Chief Ross Thompson. And how you can do that, standing with these officers, whether you black, white, rich, poor, fat, skinny, live on the best parts of town as opposed to others, you can go to my Facebook page and you can sign that petition. It ain't too late. They will be taking a vote. October City Council meeting, a vote of no confidence in Ross Thompson remaining as chief. You can make that happen. If you hadn't signed, please do go sign. It's pinned on my wall. Go to my page. It don't take you but probably 2 minutes to get in and get out. All right. See if I got anything else I wanted to say to you all. I think I covered it all. But I will be coming back part 2. And I'm doing pretty good on my time. Oh, yeah, doing pretty good. 26 minutes. I will be coming back. If any other information that I come into that I think is it's right to share, then I will. Okay. Now that's all I have. Let me go over to my board. I'm pretty sure. Let me see who I got. It's Miss Watkins. How you doing there, my sister? Long time no see. That's my brother Stringer. How you doing? They just had a small drug bust in Osceola 3 weeks back. Yeah, I heard about that. I see it. Okay. That's Miss Williams. How you doing, Mrs. Williams? Okay. It's not right. All right. No, like we don't get no question if Chief Ross hired them, he need to be fired. My understanding, Mrs. Williams, they had been hired. Now, I'm pretty sure allegedly had been hired. I'm sure that now since the heat is on, they probably back up off hiring these 2 individuals, I would think. So then they can come back and they can say, well, Mr. Hollis got it wrong. We never hired them. Yeah, well, you read between the lines. If they not hired, you know why. You know why they not hired. Okay. But that's basically all I have, ladies and gentlemen. And like I say, now it may very well turn out that some statement is given from the Blytheville Police Chief indicating that they did apply, but they was turned down. Okay, again, if you want to believe that, you believe that. But when the heat get on you, when things are exposed and you bagged in a corner, you got to find a way to come out and still try to look good. So that might very well be what turn out to be the end. They decide not to hire these 2 individuals. So that could be possible. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I'll see you all Sunday. And thank you all for sitting up this late with me. Like I said, I had some internet problems. It wasn't me. They doing some upgrade to riddle communication. Supposed to be making it better when they finish. And so we're going to have the ins and out where you have to reboot your modem, your computer, or whatever, to try to get back online. And so that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I got no more questions over here. Let me see. I didn't think I did. I'm good, brother. Thank you for keeping us posted. I will do, brother. I try my best. Thanks for keeping us posted, Ms. Otter. Thank you, Mrs. Williams. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have. And like I say, basically what we was talking about. Let me go back up here. Basically what we was talking about was these two things right here. You can pretty much see my crawler down there. You're looking at it too. But what we have here, we have Osceola Police Officers chosen over Blytheville Police Officers for a drug task force position, allegedly. Okay, allegedly. So when I get that incident report tomorrow, at least I'll know something as to what I said tonight. Hopefully that incident report will give some support. To what I've said tonight. Okay, and of course, you know, at least one of the two police officers have recently been suspended prior to being hired by Chief Thompson. Okay, so that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say this here. Please, I've been seeing some posts go up about the PPP money or whatever. Trust me, I got no involvement with the PPP money, but I saw it. But I will say this here, just word of advice. You know, if you feel that you need to do something to get yourself in order and straight, trust me, you probably need to make that move, because I really do believe that someone locally wants to see you either face criminal charges or face civil liability, or in some cases it may be both. So get yourself together. If you feel like there's anything that you need to correct, see you an attorney, but please don't just sit and wait. Okay, don't just sit and wait, because I really do get a feeling. I got no proof. I don't even have a rumor. I just got a gut feeling that somebody is out there working. Remember, they said in a city council meeting that they had a list and they passed it on to the chief. Please, if you believe that you need to speak with an attorney, do not wait till you get that knock on your door. You need to be speaking with your attorney. That's all I have. Like I see someone else just pop back in before I sign off here. Look like that was that was Miss Williams. Me either, Mr. Dollars. So that's all we have, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say, may you all have a blessed night, and hopefully you'll catch me Sunday, and we'll do it again with another good show, Tony Hollis Live Talk Show, Testify. Topic to be announced. So, as always, when I sign off, peace and love, God bless, and good night.